Welcome to C.Tube, where ancient Chinese strategy meets modern life. Through timeless tales of power, wisdom, and intrigue, we decode the art of decision-making, self-awareness, and navigating the complexities of career and life. Let history be your greatest teacher. In today's story, we journey back to the Warring States period, where a king torn between diplomacy and pride made a choice that would cost him his freedom and his legacy. More than just a tale of war and politics, this is a story about temptation, misjudgment, and the hidden cost of trusting the wrong voice. Let's step into the moment and see what it reveals about how easily power can become a trap. Part 1. Ambition and Betrayal. At the beginning of his reign, the king of Chu was full of ambition. He surrounded himself with loyal and capable ministers, including one of the most respected Ku Yuan. Together, they pursued a bold foreign policy, forming an alliance with the state of Qi to resist the growing power of Qin. But Qin had other plans. The cunning diplomat Zhang Yi from Qin infiltrated Chu's court and sowed seeds of doubt. Under his manipulation, the king turned against his allies, dismissed Ku Yuan, and tore up the alliance with Qi. The promised reward from Qin, 800 li of land, never came. Instead, Qin launched a swift and brutal campaign, seizing 8 key cities from Chu. Enraged, the king protested, claiming Qin had broken its word. In an attempt to rebuild the alliance with Qi, he sent his son to Qi as a political hostage to regain trust. But Qin moved even faster. Part 2. The Trap at Wu Pass. Hearing of Chu's renewed alliance with Qi, Qin once again used diplomacy as a weapon. A new envoy from Qin claimed that all the tension was a misunderstanding, that Qin's harsh reaction was only because the crown prince of Chu had killed a key Qin official. Now, the envoy said the Qin king wanted to make peace, proposing a personal meeting at Wu Pass. The Chu king hesitated. His trusted advisors, including the reinstated Ku Yuan, strongly objected. Qin is like a tiger or a wolf. It has long planned to devour the other states. This is a trap. But the king's son and other court favorites, bribed by Qin, insisted, "Why not go? If Chu and Qin join hands, no one can stop us." Torn between counsel and flattery, the king chose to go. At Wu Pass, he was met not by the king of Qin, but by an impostor and a line of soldiers. The gates were shut behind him. The trap had sprung. Part 3. A captive king's final stand. Taken to the Qin capital of Zhanyang, the king of Chu was humiliated. He was forced to bow to the Qin palace as if he were a mere envoy from a vassal state. Qin demanded even more: the cession of 2 valuable regions, Wu and Qinzong. Still clinging to his dignity, the Chu king protested, "If Qin swears an alliance first, then I will consider it." But Qin refused. "Give up the land, then we talk." Realizing there was no honor left to bargain with, the king finally resisted. He refused to sign the treaty. Qin, in turn, refused to release him. Isolated and powerless, the once proud king of Chu died in captivity, far from his homeland. In his absence, the Chu court had already declared his son as the new king. The throne moved on, but history would remember the price of one man's indecision and misplaced trust. Now, let's break it down into the key takeaways you won't want to forget. The king of Chu was a man without firm judgment, indecisive by nature, yet stubbornly deaf to honest advice. Ironically, he gave his full trust to flatterers and schemers. When a cunning diplomat from a rival state whispered lies in his ear, he swallowed them whole. To gain favor, he broke off a strong alliance with a neighboring power and even sent envoys to insult their court, burning bridges that once held his kingdom together. The result? War on one side, betrayal on the other. The promised rewards never arrived, and he was left humiliated and empty-handed. Realizing he had been played, he scrambled to repair the damage, trying to rebuild trust with his former ally. But when another tempting offer came, a false invitation cloaked in friendship, he walked straight into the trap again. Captured and detained, he denounced the betrayal with righteous fury. Yet what good was moral outrage in a world ruled by might and manipulation? In a time when justice meant nothing without strength, ideals could not protect a weak ruler. To his credit, he refused to cede land even under duress. Imprisoned for the rest of his life, he chose pride over submission, but that pride came far too late. His repeated downfalls had little to do with a lack of intelligence. Rather, he could not resist the lure of short-term gain. When one's eyes are fixed only on profit, no amount of outward toughness can withstand true pressure. Desire makes people weak not in voice, but in resolve. True strength comes not from the appearance of firmness, but from the absence of greed. Without that, even the most defiant words ring hollow. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into history and insight, don't forget to subscribe for more stories that reveal the wisdom behind the ages.